welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. This will be a return from deep. And deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. And that has to be so frustrating because you know that they had something set up there for this first drive of the second half. It wasn't the fumble.
Here we go.
Sometimes no matter what you go over at halftime, no matter what you say, errors will result, and that's exactly what happened here. They were trying to change things from what happened in the first half. Instead, they continue to make mistakes.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
And he's brought down. 40 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained run.
And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Breece Hall with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McPherson up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On second and 11 now. Rodgers had his hands on it but dropped it. A rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Rodgers going to go on fourth down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
After the penalty, it's Jones. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now a play fake. Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich thrown against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Ball again on 2nd down. And he's got room. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 57 yards for him on the ground now, and 3 touchdowns to go along with it.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
What they talk about, cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Nobody leaked. Big play. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And in 2nd down.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Play action. It's Burrow. Sliding out of the pocket. And a fine chase on the right side, complete. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
To the air again, Burrow. He'll let this go for the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So 2nd and 10 now here in the 3rd quarter from Detroit. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And that is incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
I feel like I I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And here's Jones again on second down. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. On third down, here's Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. He's airing it out for Williams. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Room here to run. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 60 yards. And the Packers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And they're back with it, a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
11.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 22 on 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. Throwing for Chase on the crosser, he's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of them.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. He's at the 50. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Again, it's Jones. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. They'll go with Jones. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Lions will take over. Here we go. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Here we go.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
12.
Handoff, running left. Here's Hall. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try to move forward.
Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
And some room to work. There he goes, left side. Past the 20. Touchdown, Detroit. You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that is demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get it. And after that last touchdown, I'll bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And This is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Give him big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And able to find Allen Lazard. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And Lazard's got it again. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. The Packers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Rodgers going to throw. This one swung out here to Jones. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. That's to his running back, complete. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
On 1st down, Rodgers. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Passing lanes tough to come by with so many defensive backs on the field here late in the game. And it's not just the number of bodies, it's their quickness and their agility that makes it tough to complete a pass.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
On the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
26.
Rodgers to throw. And he will get into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion will cut this down to a 6-point game. And the formula there on the 2-point try to go 5 wide, not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game, challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Here we go.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On third down, Mixon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coach some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
Here we go.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Now it's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
A gain of 15 yards brings up 4th down. On one, ready?
Fourth down. Here's Joe Burrow. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. What a chance they just took. A huge chance. They go for it on 4th down, wind up getting the first.
Go ahead and admit it. You thought it was a bad call, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I think any normal person did. How about him picking it up? Give him credit.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Here we go with Burrow. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Amari Barno. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Oh my, how the tables have turned now. They were trying to salt this one away, but that interception, potentially a game changer.
And I just got to think to myself, at this point of the game, I know you've been aggressive. I know that's your MO, and that's fine. And all those teams that talk about all gas, no brakes, you better have the emergency lever to pull occasionally. They could have used it right there. They put themselves in a tough spot with that interception.
To throw is Rodgers. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Rodgers. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
He's going to air one out. And this is caught. What a game we were treated to in this one. And then on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity. hoping they can find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for Detroit, they climb